Welcome to the Comics Panel. On today's episode, we're talking about Thor Ragnarok, the movie. Okay, well, Thor Ragnarok is getting closer, so there's going to be new characters that are coming out. The Executioner is going to be in it, and Hela, the Queen of Hell, Queen of Death, I should say, and who else? The Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie.
Yeah. So this should be pretty interesting, actually. All these characters are deeply integrated into the Thor world, so these are really good characters to use. I wonder, though, the Executioner, Scourge, the Executioner, the man with the axe, was always kind of teamed up with the Enchantress, who was always using him as her, like, whipping boy, trying to get him to do this and fight Thor and get him to do that, and she had him wrapped around her little finger. I didn't really see her in this movie, so who knows what they're going to do with that. But Scourge the Executioner was always a really great character, especially when Walt Simonson was working with characters like that, doing Thor. Really cool stuff. I think he's a great character to use in this movie.
Yeah, I don't. We talked before. I'm not very familiar with the Thor universe, except from the cinematic aspect. And I was wondering, because when you look at the trailer, you see the Executioner next to Hela all the time, and
yeah.
I was wondering if he was like her dog boy, and maybe that's what they're going to do.
They might do that.
Yeah.
For the movie. I mean, the comics, it was always the Enchantress who was, a sorceress in Norse mythology, in the Marvel Norse mythology. But Hela is part of the real Norse mythology, so that's a pretty good thing to do. And we get to see Valkyrie, who is a huge character for quite a bit in Marvel Universe. She's gone through a lot of changes, but she was, been a member of the Avengers, the Defenders. She was in the Defenders for a long time. Way different Thor stuff here and there. She had a sword called Dragon Fang, it was pretty neat. So she's been around the Marvel Universe for a long time. She had a spear there for a while, and we see her riding her winged horse, her Pegasus type of thing, which was in the comics also. Really? So that's pretty cool. And of course, there's one thing that's been really neat about Marvel that I've liked what they've done with the Thor stuff is, all these great costumes with Loki's super big horns coming out. They kept that. And with Hela's humongous antler-like stuff coming out of her cowl or whatever you want to call it, they kept that. So that's really neat. I really like the way they kept those things that were real super comic booky, and they're still part of it.
Even though I like we discussed, and I don't know about you, I think you're with me. We didn't read a lot of Thor, but I know from seeing Thor and looking through it and whatever, and the few I've read, that is like the way they're drawn, and that is their costumes, and that's cool. That's very cool that they kept it like that. Yeah.
I do kind of wish they'd put his helmet back on, Thor.
Yeah.
The winged helmet. Yeah.
Only one time in the movie.
The first movie when he was going to get crowned, I guess. And
although there is one interesting aspect of the new Thor movie that Mike and I can probably interject in. The Hulk.
Yeah.
Yep. We kind of mixed a little bit of Planet Hulk in with it.
Yeah.
Would have been cool to see a Planet Hulk of its own, but hey, I'll take it.
Hey, maybe they'll do that in the future.
They could still go backwards and tell the story, but yeah.
Interesting to find out how it got there, so.
And the Hulk's talking in this one. He's speaking more and interacting, which is cool because he could do that.
Oh, yeah. Other than just Hulk smash, which was cool when he's really pissed, but,
Yeah.
I like to see a smarter Hulk, so.
Yeah.
Well, he seems to have it when he needs it, and the rest is just muscle, so, but that's cool. So we're getting a slightly better version of the Hulk. We're getting Valkyrie, and Hela, and Cruel or Scourge the Executioner, and he's got M16s, so this should be pretty interesting.
How does he get
Yeah.
M16s in Asgard? I mean, what happened?
I don't know how they're going to do it here, but at the end, in the way he was killed off in the comic books, is he defends the bridge, and as I forget, I think it might have been a Ragnarok story where they're coming. I'm not really sure exactly, but he has to defend a bridge, and he's the only guy there. And Thor lost his hammer, and he had the gauntlets of Thor on. He was riding his chariot with his 2 rams, magic sheep pulling it, and he ran off to help the rest of the Asgardians, and the Executioner stays behind to hold the line. And way he does it is not just with his axe, but he whips out M16s because he's taken any weapon he can possibly get his hands on, and during his time on Earth, he saw the rifles made pretty good weapons. So and none made it past the bridge. So
Nice.
That's all that matters.
So that should be pretty
Hold the
cool,
bridge.
actually. Yeah.
All
So
right.
we'll have to see what happens.
It looks really cool. Even the titlings we were talking about, it looks like a throwback to the 70s. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
That actually makes me endear to it more.
Yeah, the first thing I thought was, Buck Rogers. Remember, Buck Rogers with Gil Gerard?
Yep.
That's how his
Title
things came on. A little bit of Superman 2, the movie, the first one, but definitely more Buck Rogers is what I was seeing. So that's cool.
So if you didn't see the trailer, make sure you check it out.
All
For
right.
Ragnarok.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, hey, and I have a tough time reading Thor, but if it's something if you want to read it, the Ragnarok, pick it up, read it.
It's excellent.
I might even try.
You'll try. All right. All right, that's about it.
That's about it.
Okay.
Leave your comments in the space below.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And like us on Facebook.
Thanks.